Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about 1,000-Pound Sisters, Season 7, Episode 4.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, you know what?
What?
We had a lot of movements in our time and things like that in recent time, in the past 10 and so years. You know, there's been Black Lives Matter, you know. Hey, there may be some people who watch this video that believe all lives matter. Okay, sure. But today, I want to talk about the messenger. The messenger matters. And that's going to be the tone that I'm going to take with this whole episode. The messenger. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right, so the police searched the car. They found the weed. They arrested Brian and Amy. She has a medical marijuana card, but it doesn't transfer to states, and she says that is why she got arrested.
So she got arrested because she has a marijuana card, and it doesn't transfer to different states.
And she had marijuana in her possession.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure.
So Chris bailed her out. Now she's just waiting for her court date, which is going to be in a few weeks. Her arm was infected, so she had to go get some antibiotics. Her family is calling to check on her, but she doesn't want to talk to them, hear their judgment. She is already beating herself up.
Do you want to talk about this scene, or do you want to add more?
I just want to say that I understand that Amy is probably feeling down about herself right now. But if you've got people bailing you out, picking up your kids, and having to do all this because you're being irresponsible, then you're going to hear their mouth. And you need to pick up the phone call so that way they could talk to you. And I understand that she knows that she was wrong, but sometimes let your family get their issue off, because this was a crazy situation that not only did you put yourself in, but you put them in as well.
Hey, guess what? When you're right, you're not wrong, Blair. I'm going to wait till the next scene to get my issue off.
All right.
All right.
So Brittany, Chris, Amanda, and Misty meet up to discuss how they're going to support Amy. They make some jokes about her losing fat by the camel taking a bite out. Brittany makes a pretty good joke about how she wants to get the skin removal, and it looks like all you need to do is get a camel.
Okay, Brittany.
So everyone is most concerned that she didn't protect her children. Chris said that if she would have paid attention to detail, this wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, she goes to jail, and then she can't take care of her kids. They plan to go to Amy's house to confront her about it. They call Tammy to ask her to join them. Tammy agrees, and she hopes this is Amy's rock bottom and will be her eye opener. She wanted to be a mother. Now that she is one, she's messing up.
Hey, Blake, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I said, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Here we go. Based on what you said in the first scene, you believe that, hey, if you are, immature enough to get arrested and things of that nature, and your family's calling and things like that, it is fair to believe that, hey, maybe you may need an intervention by your family, right?
Yeah.
Right? Hey, I agree with you there, right? Do you believe that it matters who leads the intervention?
I think it does.
Me too.
I think you need someone who has been the rock, who hasn't really needed you guys for anything, and has been the support system for you all the whole time.
Yeah.
And I will say that, of course, family, people, everyone has their down days, down periods, down seasons, and you have to lean and rely on each other. But I do believe that if anyone, it should have been Chris.
Hold on now. You're going too far.
lead the charge.
Do not go ahead of me now.
All right, go ahead.
Do not go ahead of me.
Walk me where we're going.
Right? So let's do process of elimination, because I ain't asked who should lead the intervention.
Right.
I'm asking, does it matter who leads the intervention?
All right.
And to me, let's do process of elimination. First of all, we know that Amy is close to who?
Tammy.
So automatically that put Tammy up for the running.
Can't be Tammy.
To be the intervention. I did not say it can't. I'm just putting people up.
I'm just giving my opinion.
Number two, the one who wanted to even threw out the idea of an intervention was Misty. Misty, you can't lead it because you don't want to be around the family when things are really getting nasty. Right? So, Misty, you can't really lead it. Amanda also wants to say we need an intervention and things like that. And in my opinion, Amanda, you can't lead it either because of your decisions, you and your sons live in my house.
Exactly. You can't tell me nothing living in my house. Even if you went to pick up my kids.
No.
You can't tell me nothing living in my house.
You can't tell me anything, right? In this moment, there's only two people who is qualified out of the family to lead the intervention. Now, to your point, Tammy, the reason why it can't be Tammy is because Tammy, we had to do so much to get you to your point right now that right now as long as it took you to get to this point, that's how long you gotta be quiet.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Essentially.
We gonna put you on the bench for now, right? And here's my thing, Brittany. You can't say anything because I think secretly you hate all of us, right? Because that joke you said,
the energy.
That joke you said had a little hatred in it. You get what I'm saying? So in this moment, I think the fact that Amanda is basically taking the charge of, hey, we gonna have this intervention. Misty's like, yeah, we need to lay into her. I'm like, off top right there, the energy's already off. Off top right there, you got the wrong messenger, because the whole point of a messenger is to get the message across, right? If you just want to get your issue off and yell and things of that nature, send a text, leave like a voice memo and things like that. But the whole point of the intervention, or the whole point of basically, hey, we're going to get into you so you can get the message, so you can make changes, not just so you can get your issues off.
Right.
So off top, I'm already off the idea that they should have an intervention with Amy, because they're not coming in with pure intentions.
So Tammy meets up with her friend Steven, and she's going to cook for him and his fiance. The fiance comes in and is shocked by what's going on in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's over here doing a whole lot of Alfredo sauce, boiling the chicken. He said he probably would have grilled it.
Yeah.
A few other friends come in, and Tammy is happy to meet some new people, but she doesn't really have the confidence around new people because she has been by herself for so long.
Yeah.
So we learned that they're going to have a corn festival in Kentucky, and she's going to be involved in the float that's going to be in one of the parades.
Hey, listen, I'm happy for Tammy to get out there and meet new people and meet new friends and things of that nature, and not be isolated to herself.
Yeah.
And not be like, you're not a prisoner to your own weight. You're not a prisoner to your own city and things like that. Even getting around. I have no problem with this scene. I'm happy for Tammy.
And I actually like that she is like pouring into some friendships.
Yeah.
Because I think that the romantic relationships, people can get kind of blinded by love in a lot of ways, to where people might use them, or, just take advantage in a way that you probably wouldn't let a friend take advantage.
Yeah.
So even though she is in a new romantic relationship, which, hopefully works out for her, I'm glad that she's forming friendships with people. So it's not so much of a intimate relationship with someone to where they can actually look out for her in her best interest, hopefully.
I agree.
So Amanda says that they need to have this conversation with Amy. They're all sitting down at this park.
Yeah.
Just a few feet down from Amy and Amanda's house, or Amy's house. And Amanda
Amy and Amanda and the sons. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. You ain't lying.
And Amanda starts the conversation off saying, we need to have a conversation. Amy is immediately upset. She said she thought this wasn't going to be an intervention. Y'all trying to throw this on me. She jumps up, she walks away, and Chris tells her to come sit down.
He said, come sit your A down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I agree. Go ahead, Chris.
Then Amanda starts getting upset because they're just trying to talk to her. She doesn't feel like she came at her any type of way. And now she's going to act up and act all crazy and storm away. So Amanda decides to leave. Amy then takes it upon herself to leave because she doesn't want to talk about the camel bite or the arrest.
Now, here's the thing about it. This just proves my point and Blair's point of what we just said last segment, right? Or the segment before last, right? Amanda, if the whole point was to get the message across so that changes can be made, right? You can't be, erratic in your emotions.
You can't be reactive.
To where now you're storming off and you peeled off because you mad that she's mad. Yeah. That's the whole point of an intervention. It's supposed to be basically a blindside attempt to basically get you to change your life. When Chris and Amy was on the phone, Chris didn't say, hey, this is an intervention. He just said, let's talk, right? So when she sees all of them, all of y'all gathered, right, she's probably like, this better not be no intervention. So, of course, I feel like Amanda did not say anything wrong, but it doesn't matter. She's the wrong messenger, right? As much as Tammy, because we know Tammy not really feeling Amanda. She basically gonna put 20 on 10 to make it seem like what Amanda said has some sass. And the thing about it is, we've seen Amanda act irrational a good amount of times. I'm starting to believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Blair, I'm starting to believe that Amanda, her life is kind of like unstable, right? And I think she needs to do some things to get her life together. But she's in a position to where, my life ain't that though. Yeah. I'm not going to jail. So that is her time and her moment to kind of feel kind of like, y'all are inferior to me. And I feel like Amanda just want to yell sometimes more than actually like get to the issue. And I'm like, hey, Amanda, it doesn't call for you wanting to get into somebody or to basically yell at somebody.
Well, if I can stop you there,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Amanda has had her moments like that, but I wouldn't count this as one of those moments.
True.
I think that she really was trying to get through to Amy, because who's the first person that she calls about the kids? Amanda. So I think Amanda is just kind of like, hey, you're putting your babies in jeopardy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the first one that's out there to help them out and to, help you out when it comes to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I really need you to understand that you're not only putting me in a bind, but you're doing a disservice to your children. So I think that that is what frustrates her, because she got her boys around her 24/7.
Yeah.
So she can't relate.
No. She
As
can't.
a mother, she can't relate to whatever Amy's got going on, as far as I can tell. So I think that in this situation, Amanda's not using this as like a moment to come down on her sisters. I think that, yes, she has her own stuff with her, but she also wants them to at least hit the bare minimum. I think it's frustrating when you're always the one to jump in and they never seem to be able to get it together.
Well, here's the thing about it, right? I feel like even though her first sentence is we need to have a conversation, I don't think it was going to lead to a good place with Amanda. And I'm only going by the patterns that we've seen.
But I've seen Amanda have decent conversations.
And I'm
with her
I'm going off the most recent one.
Okay.
I'm going off of the one where her and Tammy got into it, and she randomly went at Tammy for no reason, and then went at Chris talking about how come you're not behind me on this.
Yeah.
So,
but after that, she talked to her, apologized multiple
but
times.
the damage is done.
Okay.
The damage is done. You kicked me out your house.
So Tammy gets to cuss people out and do all this type of stuff.
I'm not.
I'm just saying that there's a type of grace as siblings that you guys have for each other.
I understand that.
You
I'm
know?
not making this an Amanda versus Tammy thing, because I feel like Tammy should be on the bench too. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like Chris has his moments to where he knows his sisters, and he is really the only thread that holds all of them together, in my opinion. And each time that thread gets split and split and split and split. And I think in this moment, I think Amanda should have just said, Amy, how are you? I think she should have started with that.
I agree. That's a better way.
Like, Amy, how are you? But the thing about it, Amanda likes to flip off and then apologize. And then we want to give her credit for apologizing and like eventually coming to her senses, where with some people you don't have two chances.
True.
So like my whole thing is, Amanda, you have a pattern of flipping out, and yes, you have a pattern of apologizing, but by then the damage is done. So I think in this moment, the fact that you already know she didn't want no intervention, you already know that she was going to be blindsided. So the best thing that you could have asked in that moment, especially if you're the big sister, especially if you know your siblings, is, Amy, how are you? Mm-hmm. Let her talk.
Yeah. Well, everyone could see that Amy would think it was an intervention, because the last time they were here,
that is true.
They were telling Tammy that they're not going to be able to take care of her if she leaves the facility.
Matter of fact, let's choose somewhere else besides the park, because the setting kind of gave off what we are going to do. You're right.
Chris said that if Amy doesn't show up for court, he'll be liable for $10,000, and he is not paying that money. So he's going to hog tie her to take her to the court if he has to.
Hog tie? I don't know how hog tie.
Tammy is going to give Amy a few days to calm down, but she is eventually going to try to talk to her one-on-one.
Now here, Tammy even said it herself, now here's the thing. We can't trust what Tammy say or what happened. Thank goodness we saw the scene, because Amanda did not neck roll. You get what I'm saying? Tammy just don't like Amanda. And guess what? That's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I will say this, though. If I was Chris have to use his pockets, and he probably did. I don't know if an intervention would have been needed in this moment to where everybody get their licks in. The best time to talk to somebody, especially when they just went to jail, is when you're the one picking them up from jail and they in the car.
Yeah, they said that they didn't talk at all. That whole
and that's
3-hour car
the
ride, they didn't speak.
What? 3 hours?
Yeah.
I would have took the long way just so I could get 5 hours of conversation out, because I'm liable for $10,000.
Yeah.
And you heard what Brittany said next to her. She said, and I don't like it. Brittany, we know you don't like the family.
Brittany. No, she don't like that.
No. We know you don't like the family, right? Because it's whenever the family's involved, Brittany got to sit in the back. Right? She might lose $10,000. You get what I'm saying? Chris is too busy to have more kids. He's too old. It just seems like this, right? Even though I'm blaming the messenger that they chose, let's also, for me, put blame on Amy. Amy, you need to be more responsible.
Yeah.
Like you went. The fact that you're even in this position shows that you're not responsible. Chris said you don't pay attention to the details and things of that nature. Of course, you got caught with weed, but who else knows what was in that car, right? And also, if you're with Brian and Brian is this Prince Charming and he's your knight in shining armor, how come he ain't bail you out? How come I gotta come bail you out, right? And I wonder, and I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you think Chris should have bailed out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do. I
think there comes a point where you got to say, figure it out.
Well, the reason I say that mostly is because she got kids to take care of.
Amanda's there.
And I'm not going to put that on Amanda to do that. So, yes, I'll come up out my pocket to get you out so you can take care of your kids and then face your court date when you need to. So, because you got things you need to take care of out here. We're not just picking up the slack for you being in jail and waiting on bail. And I don't think Brian could get her out because he's locked up too.
And that's my point of why. Yeah. Hey, why don't you ask Brian to get you out? Well, he's locked up too. You think?
Yeah.
And that would have been my point. And my whole point of leaving her in there is she just would have been in there until her court date. So my thing is, you ain't gotta be out here being free until your court date. Your court date coming up. You go be in jail. And you go stay there until you actually get the verdict or whatever it is, because you didn't care about taking care of your kids or paying attention to the details when you was out here anyway. Amanda's living here, so guess what? You got Amanda and the boys, and Amanda over here got some nerves saying the space is too small for us. I'm like, yeah, maybe you should kick out the grown men that live with y'all. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm like, no, you don't care about taking care of your kids. We gonna take care of the kids. And you need to figure out how you gonna get yourself out of jail. That's what I would have did. But it is what it is.
So the family is at the corn festival. Chris is interested in working a food truck, so he ended up talking to somebody who's going to let him work a shift today. He has worked in fast food for over 20 years, and he might want to own a food truck one day.
Nice.
This is Tammy's first time getting on these rides because she's always been too big, but now she can finally sit in these rides, which is pretty big deal. Before Chris had weight loss surgery, he wouldn't have been able to even fit inside the food truck to be able to work the shift. There have been times when his belly roll would land on the grill and he'd be burning his stomach up while he's cooking.
That is wild.
That is crazy. His sister and wife come to test his customer service, but Chris is focused. He's doing good. Even the way he spoke with the customer before his sister came up there, he just seems just like a very friendly guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just your personality can take you a long way, and I think Chris has it. You know what I'm saying? He has
put it like this. I think everybody has it when it comes to at least the decency of treating each other nice. I hope that you will at least have that much in your life. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to it, I actually felt bad for him, right? Because when he was feeding or serving the customer who wasn't his family, it felt like he was in his element.
Yeah, he was in his zone. You could tell.
And then his family showed up.
Yeah,
it's like and then Amanda come over here and talk about, give me the you know what I mean? I think it snapped the back out of it. It's like, even when I'm doing my dream, y'all are there, right? Hi, Brittany, I see you. You know what I mean? But it's just I think they should be thankful for Chris.
They should. I mean, Chris literally, I don't know if he manages the fast food place he works at, but he just has a manager energy about him. He just handles people well.
He has to. Because
that's true.
Look who his sisters are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got Tammy yelling in the rehab facility, 400, 500 pounds plus, whatever it is, talking about, if you don't pick me up at the end of the week, I'm leaving.
Where are you gonna go? Exactly.
This is something that Tammy said with her whole chest.
She did say that with her whole chest.
So
she said she gonna figure it out by herself.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I asked you the question: should we have left Amy there in jail? She's not in prison. She just in jail until her court date, and then she be out, right? But depending on the verdict. But it goes back to the whole point of, there was a time to where with Tammy, we got tired of saving Tammy. The best place for her was that rehab facility. And Amy, to know the weight of your decisions, maybe you need to just sit down for a little bit. Maybe, hey, guess what? I'll bail you out, but maybe at the end of the week. You know what I mean? Not immediately when you're getting there. So that's why I'm eventually, I think Chris, this is age him. This is going to stretch him thin, and I think he's gonna get tired of it eventually. Yeah. Eventually, you get what I'm saying?
So Tammy and Amy have their talk.
Yeah.
Amy said that she's I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead, sit.
When I was watching them on the carousel ride, Tammy and Amy were in one car, and then the little baby was on the bike by himself. That didn't sit right with me. because he's got to be no older than what, 2, 3. I'm like, I think an adult should be there beside him, just making sure he doesn't get up and run off the thing. That was something I noticed. And I was just like, of course, Amy was in front of him looking back. But I'm just like, are you going to be able to get up and snatch him if something happens?
Who knows?
Yeah.
And guess what? I know Amanda wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, hey, we got Amanda, if you're going to be living here, you got to earn your keep.
And maybe I'm nitpicking, but I couldn't help but notice that.
Hey.
So Tammy and Amy talk. They have their one-on-one. Amy said that she's independent now. She's kind of used to doing her own thing. And Tammy says that being arrested is not independent. She is in denial. Because before that, Tammy was talking about how she's trying to hang out with friends and kind of move, on her own in some ways. And I feel like Amy was just trying to co-sign about her life when her life is not in the same situation.
Yeah.
Amy is upset more so because she could have lost her children. So Tammy's going to be in the parade. Everyone on this float is LGBTQ, but the theme of the float is rooted to the core, meaning that they're all connected in some way.
Okay.
Her siblings are there to support her. Amy walks up in a hot mess sash. Because of that, Chris thinks that she's taking the situation too lightly. Tammy is feeling good about seeing the people that she went to high school with and how they can all see that she looks good, she's doing better, and how she's in the parade.
What are your thoughts?
First of all, I think it was really cool that Tammy was on the float. Number one, the fact that she could fit on the float, that she was having a good time, she was able to throw things out. Like, the Tammy of yesteryear would be afraid to step on a float. Okay. So for her to be there and to really enjoy herself, I just see like life and the light like coming into her, and I just hope that the more she experiences, the more she wants to do, because it sucks that she had limited herself for so many years. So I was happy to see that for her. And then for Amy, you're playing around too much. Oh, the hot mess sash, and I get it, like somebody put it on you, you thought it was funny, but I think that's the whole point. Like, you think stuff is funny when it's really not. Like, you got to grow up a little bit, and I think that the family is irritated with that, especially because you can't even sit down and have a conversation. So you're saying if you were one of the siblings and you saw that stash too, that shit would have got you tight a little bit too? Yeah, because I had to go pick up your kids, and you walking around here with a hot mess sash. What? Your nieces and nephews. Yes, my nieces and nephews, but their parent, unless there's, something going on to where it's out of your control. Like, for this, I feel like you put yourself in this situation. Of course. And so I'm just saying, like, for you to do that, and then for me to have to jump up and assist, which I will do, but I'm thinking to myself, now you're playing around with a hot mess sash. Like, you're like, you take everything for granted is how I would feel. 100%. Let's go back to the conversation with Tammy and Amy, right? The messenger matters, meaning that, okay, we know Amanda is the wrong messenger. We know Misty's the wrong messenger because Misty's just not around enough. Brittany, her true feelings go come out. So, she's not qualified to be a messenger. So the two people that I qualified was Tammy and Chris. Now, the reason why we qualified Tammy is because Amy and them, they share each other's secrets and they are close. And the conversation is easy. But truth be told, because it's easy, that doesn't qualify you to be a messenger either, because guess what, the message can fall on the ground easier because guess what, we just shooting the ish. You get what I'm saying? So the whole point of the messenger is to basically impact you. And if we always gossiping, if we always sharing secrets, if we always just talking about nothing, when it is time to talk about something, it will be hard to identify. Right? So even though Tammy is close with her, I feel like that conversation didn't really do anything as well. It goes back to the whole point of who is liable for the 10 grand, right? And whoever's liable for the 10 grand is the one that needs to talk. I understand that Chris got to choose his pockets. Chris don't want to rock the boat too much because he's dealing with whatever he got to deal with, his own surgeries. And I really think that's really the reason why he's not really as hands-on. Even though he's very hands-on with his family, seasons ago, we seen Chris more hands-on than what he is today, right? And I think it's because he's like near the end of his journey when it comes to the weight loss, and he just want to make sure he crosses his T's and dot his I's. But that conversation should have been had 3 hours in the car. And truth be told, I don't think an intervention would have been needed. I think in certain situations like this, I think Chris is serious enough, while at the same time he's nice enough, friendly enough, loving enough to where he can correct. Where, you know what, Amy, I'm taking you out one-on-one for lunch, for dinner, right? It's just gonna be us two.
and then you lay into her. I don't think Amy, I think Amy would not have liked it, but she wouldn't have had no choice but to accept it. Because you bailed me out. And then guess who's taking me to court? You're taking me to court.
Yeah.
And that hot mess stash, it honestly wouldn't have messed with me. Because I'm like, this is just who she is. It just, she's trying to make light of it. I already know that's what she's trying to do. She stormed off during the intervention. I just would have ignored her, to be honest.
So Chris and Tammy take Amy shopping to find something to wear to court. Amy tells them that she was up all night just thinking about the situation. And Chris tells her, if they throw the book at you, you could be facing years.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure that she understands the severity. And they want to make sure that she has a plan for any possible outcome.
Yeah.
Amy wants him to stop talking about it. And that's where we end the episode. For me, I guess I'll say it like this. I get where Amy's coming from because I have made stupid decisions and not want to hear people tell me about my stupid decisions because I know it was done. You don't have to tell me. I know. I feel it. I feel the guilt. I feel the shame. You don't have to tell me. But if it's affecting other people, even if it's not affecting other people, if somebody loves and cares about you, they want the best for you and they want you to change your behavior.
Yeah.
Right. So I wish Amy was a little bit more open to listening, but I know she's already beating herself up. But I mean, Chris just has to make sure. I mean, this thing is serious and you need to be thinking ahead. And I think that's the biggest thing, too, is that they don't know if Amy's thinking ahead. Amy's just going to go to court and she hasn't gotten anything situated if she has to be locked up that day. So, yeah.
Well, this concerned me because do you remember where they picked up Amy from? Brian's house.
Brian's house. Oh, okay.
Right? So my thing is, where are the kids? Is the kids at Brian's house or are they with Amanda? I'm guessing they with Amanda, right? Also, if this is supposed to be your man, how come he can't take you to court? Now, I understand Chris said, I'm going to take you to court because you're not missing this because that's 10 grand off my books. But it just shows that, hey, the whole point of you being an adult and being in an adult relationship is that there could be some reliability on the person you with. Why are you with this guy, this love of your life? You're talking about moving in with this person. You over here talking about we had a 72-hour date and things of that nature. I'm over exaggerating, but you're with this other adult. Why am I still taking care of you? Like, what's the point of you being with this guy, living with this guy? I'm picking you up from this guy's house, but yet our sister's watching your kids, and like you're finding yourself in trouble that I gotta bail you out. So that's why I'm like, you don't take it seriously. I don't care if you tell me that you were thinking about it all night. Like Blair said, if I have to bail you out or if I gotta save you, then you gotta hear my mouth about it. It just comes with the territory. It's like having certain parents that gotta give you a speech before they actually give you what you asked for. What do you care about? The thing that you're asking for or the speech? Listen for the speech, and then you get what you want. And I think in this moment, I think Amy is actually, I think she's in dangerous territory because if people get to save you without getting the issue off, I think people gonna stop saving you.
Yeah, because they think that you need to go through it to learn a lesson. It's not enough for me to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to start letting people tell you and save you, or else people just not gonna save you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Let us know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think about this episode in the sense of, did y'all think Amanda was coming off a little too strong in the intervention? I think she was about to. But do you think she should have let it? Do you think Tammy should have let it? Do you think Chris should have let it? Misty? What's her name? Brianna? Brittany. I don't know why. I don't know where Brianna came from. Let us know. And should it have been an intervention or a one-on-one thing with Chris? Let us know in the comments. We see y'all next week.
Bye.